Hi Capricorn. I was in the middle of recording your reading and had to stop. And then I realized that I wasn't really feeling as though I was being very clear in my initial sort of explanation of the card. So I'm not going to reshuffle. I'm going to keep shuffling, but what I've already laid out, I'm not going to take that back and reshuffle. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Swords, which, yeah, is kind of lining up with what we've already kind of gone over. So I will break it down once again. And yeah, it's just been, I think Mercury is still in retrograde. And it's just been sort of, this month has been hard in terms of feeling connected to the energies. I'm also a Cancer moon, so I've been feeling very much like hibernating this season and not really being too out there. But nonetheless, let's get into it. So for the first card that came out was the 5 of Pentacles. So initially, my initial reaction, and Libra, I've also had a hard time doing the readings for Libra as well. And one of the goes that I tried to do for Libra, they got this 5 of Pentacles. So you could potentially be dealing with the Libra or another earth energy. Or I would just say in general, your general energy right now for Cancer season for the month of July is feeling like as though you're out in the cold. Feeling as though if you are in a romantic situation, if you are in a relationship, that you are feeling as though you have been offered nothing but crumbs. And in your desperation, you have been more than willing to take those crumbs, however, right? And that whether you be this person or this person who's leading the way or following, right, whichever way, you are definitely in a situation of codependency, in a situation where, if this person here is down and out, then you too are down and out. An inability to sort of draw a line, which is very kind of strange for Capricorn energy because you all are very good at drawing a line in the sand. This is where I am. This is where you stay. That's how things are going to go. But in this situation, it feels as though the desperation or the pull feels so strong that those lines are blurred. And if you're not in a situation, just sort of a general energy and a general sense of feeling like things aren't working out financially, you may have had an upset financially, you may have had some disappointments recently, but the meaning of this card, right, is that we have the 5 of Pentacles here. So we still have abundance, right? There is abundance that is within your midst. There is abundance that is not far off, and it is about your perspective, right? That you are choosing to be out in the cold with this other person, despite there being quite a great amount of abundance right above you. All you have to do is look up and change the direction of your vision, change the direction of your attention. But this person has your attention so strongly. And the next couple cards that came out, we had the 5 of Wands, the King of Cups, and the light. If I put the shade down, then the lighting is bad. I'm trying to get a better lighting setup in here. I just moved to this new house. And we have the 4 of Swords here. And so, I would say the 5 of Pentacles becomes the 5 of Wands, right? Now I think there is definitely a sense of dissatisfaction or realization that you have been out here, right? There's a realization like, oh shit, I've been out in the cold with this person this whole time. And so 5 of Wands is not necessarily like a really intense confrontational energy, but nonetheless it's confrontation, and nonetheless it's definitely a moment or a period of upset, right? But not a particularly big one. And so I believe that this conflict centers around this King of Cups. This King of Cups may be the person, right, that you've been following out into the cold, or vice versa. They may be following you, right, as well. And I think initially this King of Cups seemed so desirable because as a King of Cups, as a king, right, of the suit of cups, they seem to have what was needed for emotional security and stability, right? They seemed to have a sensitivity that you were craving. And being a King of Cups, they're compatible with your energy, correct? So this person isn't necessarily showing up in a bad way. They're showing up upright. I don't read reversals anyway, but they're not showing up, with other cards around them. I mean, we have the Five of Wands here and then the Five of Pentacles at the bottom, but it's still not necessarily such an awful energy. And so I think that I don't necessarily know if this person per se is so toxic, but if the situation itself just there wasn't compatibility there. And that's the thing, right? Is that realizing that like sometimes it's not so much that people are toxic for us or bad for us or that they're bad, but sometimes the issue is just that like we don't vibe and we don't gel, and as a result of that we may bring out the worst parts of ourselves. Not necessarily the most abusive or toxic parts, but parts of ourselves that like we necessarily aren't really great for being in relationships, right? That sometimes people just aren't compatible. And so maybe there is this realization that like, oh, this person had, right, this emotional availability that I craved, and they had like this sense of presence that I really craved and that I really appreciated, and I felt protected with this person. Yet, however, there have been sort of these small conflicts. There's been maybe an ongoing sense of tension that I don't feel is really based on anybody being toxic, right? Or anybody being bad for you, but just that the situation itself is not really compatible. And so we move into this Four of Swords, where I feel as though you decide to take a break, you take a rest. The Four of Swords isn't necessarily a card that means things come to an end, things come to a close, but more so that a break is needed. A break becomes necessary in order to move forward, in order to maybe get clear about things. So yeah, I see a truce. I see maybe a break in the midst, or I see you or this other person kind of becoming very focused and dedicated to your own work, to your own lives, really. And then the card that came out next was the Page of Cups. And this could mean, right, a number of things. It could mean that this King of Cups sort of, this could be manipulative, right? In the sense that this King of Cups, in the midst of seeing you take this break, take this much needed space, they sort of get in their most charming suit, right? They get in their most charming iteration of themselves and sort of try to lure you back in. Or it could be it could be in the midst of your rest that you do have new opportunities, you do meet new lovers, you do meet new friends. The Page of Cups isn't just about like, the Page of Cups is an offer, right, that has a potential to be emotionally fulfilling in the moment. It's not a long-term sort of gratification play. It's something that has the ability to give you what you need emotionally in the moment. It may not be fulfilling in the long term, though. So remember that, especially as Capricorns ruled by Saturn, that a lot of your blessings and a lot of your luck, I would even say, or the good stuff for you is when you play the long game. And when you really think about, well, what's the long-term gratification? What's the long-term happiness that I can glean from this situation? So let's keep going. That's as far as I got in pulling the cards. And that was a much better explanation or a much better storytelling reading of the cards than I had done previously. So that feels better and it feels more clear. Now let's get on with the rest of your reading. Capricorn, July 2020. I think, yeah, that was the Two of Wands that wanted to pop out. So I think, yeah, there's something you could be caught between like two options, right? This Page of Cups and this King of Cups. And one is emotionally mature and feels available, yet the compatibility just isn't there, and one is fun, right? And available in the meantime. And because they're a page, you can also kind of like mold them into being the kind of partner, right, that you want to be. Or you can mold, they could be younger than you. They could be somebody who has the potential to learn and to become, you know, what could best suit you. However, if that sounds terrible, then don't do that. If, you know, that sounds not like a bad idea, then cool. But there is something to be said about younger lovers, right? Younger lovers being able to kind of, you know, more teachable moments. Okay. I don't see you all. I think that this break that you're taking with this Four of Swords is going to carry on into, well, into Leo season, possibly maybe into Virgo season, that you all just sort of silently bow out and exit the situation. I would remind you that you're still dealing with the King of Cups. So though they are showing up as a king, as somebody who can still be logical and not be so run by the emotions and be rational, they're still ruled by the Suit of Cups. So there's some sensitivity there. So I would suggest that if you are contemplating leaving a situation that just isn't working for you, that you communicate that properly. The next card that came out was the Page of Pentacles. I do want to pull one more. We have one more spot here. Okay, we got two. Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I do feel as though, you know, let's see. Okay. So the Page of Pentacles came out next, right? So we have Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles. And so I feel as though in response to, and I think this Page of Pentacles is you, right? And so I think that in response to this King of Cups, that I feel as though there's been this reverting back to a playfulness. But I feel as though what you're doing as this Page of Pentacles is that you are focused on yourself. You become focused on what it is that you actually would like to experience or have or attain in relationships, or you become focused on goals, work, career. You become focused on something else in your life other than this person, and making this person fit the bill. We have Nine of Cups here. Followed by the 10 of Pentacles. So yeah, as we come into the end of the month, I do see great abundance coming in for you. I see feeling, I actually feel as though if there are any offers in your midst romantically, that you aren't too fazed by them. I don't really get the sense that you all are feeling too bothered by what other people want or do want from you. I see you all feeling quite content. I see family becoming an important aspect of your life right now. And I see creation becoming an important aspect of your life. I do see a new person coming in. We have this Queen of Wands here, right? However, I also see this Four of Cups clarifying or next to this Queen of Wands. So I don't get the feeling, that's like I said, I don't get the feeling that you are too interested in opening up the door to other opportunities romantically right now. You know, as we come into the end of the month, like I said before, I see great abundance. I see you moving out of this Five of Pentacles space and into this 10 of Pentacles. Now, if we look at this row here, right, we have you resting initially with this Four of Swords. moving into the Page of Pentacles, right? This Four of Swords energy, this rest energy sort of becomes and transpires into this curiosity about the self. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm here with myself. I'm not engaging with this other person or really with anybody romantically right now. And you become interested, right, in who you are. And I think that really has the ability to, right, there's few ways that we can read this. I think that this has the ability with this Queen of Cups here to allow you to rediscover or to become reacquainted or to even find, right, some passion, like that there becomes something within your life, something within your midst that you become extremely passionate about, that you throw yourself into. And I feel like with this Four of Cups here, that this sort of refinding, right, that this sort of rediscovering of this inner Queen of Swords, this inner passion, this fiery self, this fiery nature, that you become unwilling to settle with anything, right? That you become unwilling to settle even with the cup that is offered to you here by this page. And that if this King of Cups decides to come back, that you actually are sitting amongst a number of cups, right? And I think who got the same sort of dynamic here with the arms crossed, right? Like that both of these images here display, you know, two figures with their arms crossed, right? And so it's in a sense of pride, right? In both, a sense of, or not pride in both, a sense of pride here and a sense of stubbornness here. But I think even the way in which I'm reading this Four of Cups in this situation, that a sense of pride, right, that matches up with this Queen of Wands is matched here. So I think that if anybody does decide to step to you and to come forth, that there's going to be quite a bit of, there's going to be some tests and some checkpoints and some things they're going to have to sort of, you know, get through. So let's close out this reading. And do we have any final guidance or suggestions for Capricorn for July 2020? It's hot in this room right now where I'm filming. It is really hot. Okay. Thank you. The Emperor. Yeah. I would say to you all that there's a great potential for great power moves and for great career moves to be headed your way. I feel as though if there were larger projects that you were trying to manage and get a hold of, that this Queen of Wands, right, we go from this Four of Swords, to this Page of Pentacles, to this Queen of Wands, now to this Emperor, right? So there's a progression for me here that I'm seeing in this story, that we go from rest to curiosity about the self to rediscovery of the thing that you really wanted to do. Because when you're in this energy, you really lose the ability to do what it is that you do best, because you're just busy taking care of another person or meeting the needs of their or your own codependency, right? And so to go from there in the center of the reading to here by the end of the month as the Emperor is quite a huge transformation. But being ruled by Saturn, I'm not surprised that you all are well versed in the art of, you know, picking up the pieces, doing the hard work, facing yourself, growing, being better, right? That's not uncommon for Capricorn energy. And so, you know, if you want to, I think all of that is dependent upon if you have the ability to step away from the situation and take the rest that you need from this King of Cups, who might be lovely, right? Again, I'm not getting the vibe that this King of Cups is like a bad person, but I just don't think they're really compatible with you. And they're keeping you, the relationship is keeping you from experiencing the blessings of the moves that you're really trying to make. So, all right, Capricorn, that is your reading for July 2020. I will see you all in August for Leo season, and I love you all very much, and I hope you have a beautiful day.